Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be doing something kind of abnormal for me. We're going to be making a game, specifically using C3, which is a programming language that's supposed to be like a better version of C. I looked into this at one point in the past, like off stream. I don't really remember it all that much. I don't even know if I ended up writing any code in it. I just know that I looked at the language. So first part of the stream is going to be learning C3. So we'll probably write like a pretty simple like hello world and then jump into actually doing some programming. But yeah, so let's get started with it. The game that I want to do is kind of one of these like Brainrot games that you see on like some social medias and stuff, I guess, through like advertising. This is like the only picture I could find after like looking for a minute, but this is like the general idea that I have is you have like some person running along or something. I guess it's probably not going to end up being we're probably not going to end up using models and stuff, but maybe like a rectangle or a sphere or something moving along some path, and you have to like choose to either increase by 15 or divide your score by 2, which is kind of what this example on the right is. And then maybe there's some obstacles and stuff, but we'll figure out what all that looks like once we actually start doing the game itself. But for now, we're going to start off with just learning the language. So let's go ahead and make your Brainrot. I don't know if we'll come up with a better name for this or just leave it as is, but yeah, so let's create a hello.c3. There's technically within C3, like if I look at the get started, yeah, there's a project system, but I don't want to do any of that because that's more than I care about. So we're just gonna do like single files, and then I think so. Let's do this hello world. We can just copy paste it. Yeah, sorry. We can just copy paste this. Oh yeah, that didn't work because I don't have JavaScript. Okay. We can copy paste this. Oh, I don't have a C3 syntax highlighting. How does this work? Not very well. Oh, and I'm gonna have an LSP. What about C++? Still no. Okay, let's do. Yeah, let's grab a syntax highlighter. So C3 NeoVim. We get to do a little bit of NeoVim configuration. We'll just use whatever the first thing up here is. This let's C3 Vim. This guy. Vim syntax highlighting. That's all I want. Do you have other features? Like function call highlighting. I don't care about any of that. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. Okay, we just want some fairly basic stuff. So let's grab this. And drop this down with our other languages. Like so, and then if we say hello C3, then we have syntax highlighting. Cool. Okay, look at that. We're super. Now we can do 69 bytes. That's fun. C3 hello.c3. No. Okay. How do you run the compiler? Compile. Produced hello. Hello world. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, we're gonna ignore projects. I don't care about any of this. Types and values. Fairly standard, I guess. there's C names for the type, which is sad, instead of like the U8 and I8 and that kind of thing. Which is a little bit sad, but that's fine. At least they're well defined. Okay, I don't care about any of this. Integer suffixes, that's great. Booleans, great. Characters are same thing. Floating points, great. Arrays. Okay, so that's for aligning the size, I guess. It's got slices, okay. Which is just a pointer and a length. Yeah. Okay. So just like in Rust, vectors are... Okay, vectors are SIMD vectors, not like resizable arrays. Okay. So we probably won't be using vectors at all. String literals. We've got backtick strings. These support escape sequences. So yeah, double quotes for like standard strings. Raw strings are backticks. And raw strings can have multiple lines. Okay. Great. What is this? So this is this. And to write a literal backtick, simply double the character. Okay. So not entirely raw, but whatever. Okay, base 64 literals. That's interesting. Not really important. What is this? Printing values. Print fn. Whereas we're using just print n. Okay. So print n can accept any type, it seems. Yeah, and then what this note is that the n is just append a new line. Pretty standard, I guess. Not really using the not the ln. Like I think most languages that have the distinction in functions use ln as a suffix, but not this one because it's got to be fancy. But printf is a thing, and I guess you have to use that to print things. Okay, comments and documentation. I don't care. Naming rules. C3 introduces fairly rigid naming rules to reduce ambiguity and make the language easier to parse. All identifiers are limited to A through Z. Okay, alphanumeric and underscore. Initial character cannot be a number. Fairly standard. All identifiers are limited to 31 characters. Typo. Are limited to 31 characters. That's not great. Like that's really short. I mean, it's long. You generally shouldn't have identifiers that long, but like, what if I want them? But whatever. It's not, I guess it's not really that important. All user-defined types must start with A through Z after any optional initial underscore. Yeah, that's what you said right here. Sorry, I'm being super nitpicky. For C compatibility, it's possible alias type using the C name, which I think we'll have to do for some of the raylib stuff, because we'll be using raylib for the game. Variables and parameters. All variables must start with A through Z, except for global constants. Global constants must start with, oh, I guess. Oh, variables have to start with a lowercase letter. And then constants have to start with uppercase letter. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Enum members and faults. Enum members and faults defined in fault def. Oh, I guess those are like error handling. Same variable. Yeah. So enum members and faults are constants, effectively. Members for structs and unions are variables, effectively. modules are, oh, they're all lowercase. Interesting. That's weird. I guess maybe that's like a Windows thing. If it uses the module name for the file name, then casing can't matter. Function and macros must start through A through Z. Okay, so just like a variable. Recommended coding style. Great. Types are Pascal case. That's fine. Members are snake case. Globals are snake case. Locals are snake case. Methods use snake case, and the first argument is called self. So Rust, Python. Okay, so snake case and Pascal case and screaming snake case. That's fine. Great. Which is weird because one of their examples up here uses. Wait, do they have a macro example? Macros use snake case. Also, why does that have an @ sign and that doesn't? Maybe we'll find out. But yeah, we've got an example up here that uses camel case, but whatever. Okay, variables. 0 initialized by default. Great. Expressions. Expressions work like in C with one exception. It's possible to take the address of a temporary. That is super useful. Oh, except it's a different operator. That's fucking stupid. This to me reads as a pointer to a pointer. But that's fine. Well-defined evaluation order. Binary expressions are evaluated left to right. What? All binary expressions are evaluated left to right? Assignment occurs. This is scary. Does that mean like 1 plus 2 plus, or 1 plus 2 times 3 evaluates to 9? Let's find out. I really hope not. Print fn 1 plus 2 times 3. Is there like a run that I can do instead of? No, I cannot. Not without using their project stuff. Compile. Hello. Okay, no, it does do that correctly. That's fine. Compound literals, just like in C. Okay, you can also do that. Which means I guess arrays are types, unlike in C where they decay to pointers. Okay, and you can infer types there too. That's handy. Though a little bit confusing, but it's fine. Okay. Great. I don't really want to read through all of this. So statements, I don't care. Actually, let's just do quick high level. Break and continue. Great. Do without while. Oh, it's just like an infinite loop, I assume, with breaks and stuff, I guess. Next case and labeled next case. Oh, so this is like fall through. Oh, that's weird, but okay, that's fine. Switch cases with runtime evaluation. This is disgusting. That's a JavaScriptism, but it's fine. Jump table switches with @jump. I don't care about that. Regular functions, great. Function arguments. Oh, you can have default arguments. Okay. Oh, and you can have, wait, if you have a default argument, do you have to name it? No, so you don't have to name it, but you can. You just are able to name arguments. Okay. Is that a typo? Or is it actually just VA args? I guess it is VA args. Okay. We're probably not going to need that. Splat unknown size only in var arg. Yeah. Or VA arg. Named arguments and VA arg. Optional return. Okay, so there's like an optional type. How do you use it? Test error. indicating that this function might either return an optional with a result or an optional with an excuse. Oh, no, this isn't even optional. This is like fallible. This is result type in Rust. I see. And then you have this fault. And then you can use the nullish, or I guess not nullish coalescence here, but like a default. The following line either, oh, I guess because you're casting it to void. So try gets you a Boolean from it. If try int val. This is kind of horrifying to read, but it's not that bad. There are method syntax. It's like, what language has this syntax apart from C3? I guess that's kind of what C++ uses, isn't it? I don't really do C++, but okay, that's fine. Wait, target object may be passed by value or by pointer. So this is by pointer and this is, okay. And then you can also do extensions. That's handy, I guess. Implicit first parameter, yeah. Restrictions on methods, blah, blah, blah. Contracts, this is... oh, ew. I don't dislike this concept. I dislike this execution. This should not be inside of a comment. This is the doc comment syntax, I believe, for, yeah, doc, I guess doc contracts is what they call them, but it's effectively documentation comment. I don't like the putting requirements inside of comments. That's like a Java thing too, and it's disgusting. Short function declaration syntax. Oh, that's handy. I like that. Lambdas, that is something I like. How does it work in here? Just fn and then arguments, and then an arrow. Okay. Static initializer and finalizer. Yeah, I don't care about that. Okay, let's do something. Let's create a hello world in Raylib. So, oh, this might be. Okay, anyways, let's see interoperability. Because we're going to be using Raylib, which is a C library. And we're going to just do that. So I want to, link with Raylib and everything. I think I've got a good enough grasp on the language that we can do this. So we're gonna have to declare all of the functions that we use, which is fine. I do want to see what this needs. If you have a library foo a or foo so, blah blah blah, just add l foo on the command line. Can I just do l? Oop, not there. But I already have Raylib installed on my system. Can I just do Raylib? No, I cannot. Can I do? I can. Okay. It's just not like the C compiler syntax. That is perfectly fine. Okay. Now let's open the why do I keep going to there? Include raylib.h. So init window needs to be brought over. This can be defined as that. Is that how we declare it? You need extern fn void init window. Let's do, what is it? CName, like this, so that we can do snake case, because that's what they said to do. And then in here, so under, where was it? I was looking at this just a little bit earlier so that I could have a mild understanding of how this language works in terms of like FFI and stuff. It's got doesn't it have like FFI integers? Maybe it doesn't. They're ints, and it's the same size on both platforms, so I don't really care. Okay, so this is if we go back to RC interoperability, this takes a char star. I think const char star might just still work. Let's see. If I did init window 800 600 hello, you just gonna work? You are not. Const is a keyword and cannot be used as a parameter name. Yeah. Do we have const like pointers? Is that a thing? Pointer types. Pointers have the syntax of that. A pointer's memory address. Yeah. I guess there's no const pointers. That's fine. We know in our hearts that it's const. Great. Okay, so we had our little thing flash up. That's perfect. Then we have window should close. And there's probably like a bind gen close, like a tool for automatically generating binds, but we're not doing a whole lot, so it's fine. Do we need parentheses? I don't know. Window should close. I think we do, but we're gonna find out. We need begin drawing and end drawing. Begin drawing, end drawing. Okay, so we do need parentheses here. Void, oh yeah, so this returns a Boolean. Great. Okay, so we've got our window created. So Brainrot game. Brainrot. Perfect. Now let's just clear the background. So we need to figure out how to make like C structures. Is there a special method of doing that, or are they just like C compatible? Where is the structures? Naming rules, variables, expressions, statements, functions, modules. None of these really talk about structures at all. I thought something said something about structures. And we've got naming rules. This has a couple of examples. It's fine. Let's just make a structure and see what it does. So struct, and this is going to be the color type from Raylib. Color. This guy. Nope. This guy. I did not mean to do that. This is what we have. So we've got a struct color. And then these are, is uchar a thing, or is it, what was the thing here? It's ichar for signed, and then char is unsigned. Great. And then I don't think we need this like C name thing. That's only if we want to use the structure from C. Maybe. And then I guess color needs to probably be moved up here. And then in Raylib, we can say this returns a color, and this is going to be get color. Get color. And this takes an int hex. And then this will be clear background, get color. That. Semicolon wasn't expected here. Yeah. Clear background not found. Yeah, that's true. We need to grab this. So clear background. takes the color for the background. Okay, and now we've got our little background. Perfect. Yeah, okay, so cool. We've got a fairly introductory Raylib setup. I wonder, is there any like built-in tools for... Sorry, distracted by the logic around here. Is there any built-in C stuff? I don't think so. I think we do actually just have to manually go through every function and do it like that. So we'll just kind of lazily do that and do it as we go. Okay, so what I want to do is open the Raylib examples, because I don't ever remember how to use their like camera system by default. So let's grab one of their camera examples. Actually, we have a sort by... none of these are camera. What is the best one? I guess this like camera free 3D picking world screen. Yeah, sure, this will work. So camera, what is the camera type? Camera. So camera type is the camera 3D. What was the documentation comment looked like? It was that. It's fine. We'll just use normal comments. And vector 3. This does get a little bit tiresome, but eventually we'll get to the point where we don't need to keep recreating stuff, and we'll have already done it. But for now, we're gonna have to be doing this a bunch. Okay, so camera 3D. What else do we need? We need let's grab set target FPS. Extern fn void set target FPS. And this takes an int FPS. We're gonna do a 60 FPS game. And then we need update camera, which I guess we'll put into its own little block. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Is there a C3 bind gen? C bindings for C3. When was this updated? 2 weeks ago. Currently C3C is in development, so it's not stable. To be sure you're using the correct version of the compiler. What? Installation. Copy that directory into your targets. Import bindgen into your project. Why do I need to import this into my project? What? I'm looking at BindGen because that's the Rust name, but C3C binding generator. I don't want this AI slop, thank you. I mean, this is... It's got 17 stars. Maybe it's, like, really good. Its main idea is to generate C3 binding with minimal effort via one single function. I mean, that's cool. I don't understand this usage, though. Copy the library. Wait, copy the directory. Uh-oh. Okay. Copy this directory to the dependency directory of your C3 project. You can set bindgen dependency for any project target. I see. So you create a new target. I don't really want to set up the whole C3 infrastructure, but I also don't want to write these bindings manually. Why can't it just be like a simple application to run? There are several examples located in examples. Wait, do you have the bindings for Raylib? Oh, okay. So this, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just, they already have Raylib set up. So let's just do, what is it? C3C run Raylib. This thing. Like, what does it produce? Completed. And then what did it do? Translating, writing, build Raylib C3I. What are you? You are a file. What are you? Have in you. Okay, yes, thank you very much. Build Raylib C3I to here. And then how do I use it? Can I just do like Raylib? No module named Raylib. Okay, great. So we've got this like C3I thing. Let's go to the modules section. Maybe it has something to do with it there. Okay. Versioning and dynamic inclusion. When using dynamic libraries, it is possible to include optional function and globals done using the dynamic attribute. Wait, do I need to declare this module? No. How do I end up using this, like, C3I? Did we mention it one other place? Down here. Oh, this is called module. Wait, import Raylib RL. Okay, I probably need to like add it to the like tell the compiler to also look at that file. Can I just like? No, I cannot. Great. Add this C3 library to the compilation. it's probably gonna be really pissy about the fact that we're not using the their like whole build system. Sources, maybe. Sure, let's try sources. Nope. Oh wait, I'm still passing help. Does that mean that this is all gonna be Pascal case? Oop. Window not found, did not spelled correctly. Did you? Or window should close. Oh, it's, ew, it's in fucking camel case. Functions from other modules need to be prefixed. That's annoying, but okay. God damn it. Set target FPS. Oh, because it's supposed to be FPS. Very important. Okay, now if we say hello, we're still there. Okay, that works. Okie dokie. Now, oh, what the fuck was that? Now, let's finish this example. So let's create the camera. I guess this is an RL camera. Can I like do something like that? Okay, it says that this is 0 initialized by default, so we can just do that. Great, now we've got a camera. Okay, let's do this disable cursor. And then let's do update camera. Oop. Okay. I guess we can use clear background now with one of the default colors. Oh, and also this begin drawing happens before we do that. Okay. Actually, our current clear background is fine. Let's do Ray White though. Yeah, let's grab this art. Hold on. Let's do a macro. So RL. Oh shit! No, I did that wrong. Macro. RL : and then make that lowercase. That's not really what I expected that to do. Why did that unindent those? I don't know. That's fine. We're not going to do this cube position though. Okay, we draw the grid. This is like drawing text, which I don't really care about. And then technically we're supposed to close the window. Great, so now we've got a camera. And okay, so we're moving around a fixed point. The camera really ultimately will not be moving. right, like the cameras are going to be fixed and placed, and then we're going to have the objects that are sitting on like our platform are going to move towards the camera at like a fixed rate. So let's try to create our platform. So first of all, let's make the background be like, can I do that? No, I can't. If I do raylib this guy, and then I look at ray white, what kind of blues do we have? Because I want it to be like a sky color. Dark gray, gold, orange, blah, 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 blah. Sky blue. That's probably exactly what I want. Not quite, but it's fine. Okay, so position is at 10, 10, 10. Let's set the position to be... So what? This is X, Y. Also, wait, this is a C thing. I think I can do this. And also these Fs I don't think should be necessary. Can you end a literal like this in raylib? Like just dot. Let's find out. Or not raylib. What is this language called? C3. Okay. Let's do that. Dude, that should have worked. Or maybe not. What am I doing? I am making a really shitty Brainrot game in C3, which is a language that I've never used before. So kind of just using C3 to, or using the Brainrot game to learn C3. Okay, let's give this some good formatting. Fantastic. That is beautiful. We need these dot suffix here? We do not. Okay, cool. Great. So position is at 10, 10, 10. We don't really need that. We only want it to be offset. So let's say so what, X and Y are the horizontal plane, I think. Oop. So I think if we set that to 0, we'll be on. Okay, no, wait. Hey, thank you for the follow. We have finally reached the follower goal. Okay, wait, so we're on the plane that we're on is we're at what, X10 and Y10. So Y is the vertical plane then. Okay, that's fine. And we're like pivoting around the center point. Okay, so let's do a platform now, which is just going to be a cube. Do you still play do you play still a Brainrot? I don't, to be honest, I don't really play games that much, so or mobile games or anything like that. So no, I've never played anything like this. I've only seen like the random ads on like YouTube and stuff. I guess not on YouTube. Like on like Instagram and that kind of thing has these kind of ads. Okay. I guess here we can also just do 45. Great. So now let's make a platform. So a platform here is going to be just a cube. And what is the draw cube take? It takes a position, a width, a height, a length, and then width, height, length. What other cube methods do we have? We can draw by wires. We can just have 2 vectors. Yeah, okay, we'll just do this then. So position is going to be what? So it needs to be... so by the camera is... what's it? 10, 0, minus 5. Length, we'll do 100. What is the next one? Was it? No, width is gonna be. Yeah, let's just do 100, 10, 10, or maybe 2. And can we do trailing commas? We can. Oh, this needs to be like Ray White, I think. And trailing commas are allowed. Cool. And okay, so this is close. It's way too thick, obviously. So like 0.1 maybe. Maybe it needs to be like that. Oh, do you need to start with the 0? Ugh. Okay. No, you went underground. You're supposed to be. Zero minus 5. Okay, so we're getting there. So this 100 is correct. This is correct. Maybe this needs to be 0.5 and then this needs to be 10. No, definitely not that. Why is it? Oh wait, is it drawing out from the center? Oh, it does. So this cube extends from the center. So this should be like minus 50. No, wait, that's the Z. So this is gonna be 0. Where did it go? Oh wait, this is. Oh, sorry, these are dimensions. Position wise, this should be like if I say 0, 0, 0, it's gonna be kind of perfect, but I do want to move it that direction, which is like minus 50, I think. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So, maybe more like minus 25. And then we need to move the camera back, I think, quite a bit more. So like, I don't know, 30, so that we're at a better angle. And that looks quite a bit more like, like the runner style that I'm going for. No, I meant 125. Like that. Okay, perfect. That is definitely the kind of vibe, I guess, that I'm going for. So let's take a quick break and we'll be back in like 5 minutes. If I remember the thing. Yeah, be right back. Sorry. We're back. It seems that... Okay. That's weird. I guess Wayland was breaking again. I generally don't seem to have too many issues with Wayland and OBS. Unless I switch scenes in OBS, then sometimes part of the screen will just go black. I don't know what that's about. But we've got our little running platform here. Let's make it just a touch thicker. Like maybe half. Just so that like we can see it's there. There's no lighting. I notice like you don't see any shadow on the side. I don't know if I don't know if Raylib has a thing for that, but I think it does. Basic lighting, yes. Although I'd rather not do like point lights. I want to do yeah, I don't really know anything about game development. I want to do I want a sun, not like I think points is the right thing. I want an ambient lighting, this thing. But do I have to do shaders for that? I think I do. That's fine. Actually, this doesn't link to the shaders. Can you? But it does link to the GitHub for this, I think. Or I guess raylib.com. Let's go to the GitHub and go to the examples and go to the shaders and basic lighting. Nope. Well, I guess it has the resources in here. So up here, we're gonna put that, which is the basic lighting. Sure. Resources, shaders. What is our GLSL version? Also, let's go ahead and do this. So RL that. It's unfortunate we have to prefix everything. GLSL version is not defined. That's cool. Maybe it doesn't matter. But let's do 330, I guess. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. Yeah, which files do we need? We need the lighting, VS, and FS. So this guy. Yeah, no, fuck off. This guy. Let's just make their shaders. Lightmap.fs. Yeah. And then the VS is going to be this guy. Great. Oop, I did not mean to close that. That's fine. Then this is going to be shaders / those. And then are we going to load these all right? Yeah, that's fine. We don't actually need to text format anymore. Great. Okay, so we do load them properly. Now what we need to do is open this example back up. Grab this, I guess, which is the location of one of these fields. Why are you not? Hello? What? Okay, let's just open the example on the GitHub. So this is going to be under examples, shaders, basic lighting.c. And then let's grab this guy. Dump him there. Grab the ambient stuff. I guess we can put that there. I'm not going to deal with any sort of like point lighting right now. We could do that in the future, like have some of the obstacles or something light up as they move, but I think it's fine for now. update the shader with the camera vector view, or camera view vector. That's fine. I don't actually expect that to change at all, but it's fine. Oh. That's fine. These are constants, so they have to be uppercase. That's fine. You can be snake case. You can also be snake case. You can be that. You can be that. You can be that. And then you can be that. Great. This looks like the beginning of declaration. Oh yeah, that's not how these are done anymore. Or in here, it's like that. Okay. Did I do it again elsewhere? Oh no, I'm reading the wrong line. Here, we've got more constants that need to be namespace. So RL there. Get shader location cannot be found. Where? Oh. Okay, pointers cannot be initialized using an initializer. Oh, these are pointers, aren't they? That's fine. So this is a float 4. Cannot cast float 4 to void. Float 4 is, F is this. Or wait, can we do that? Because it's supposed to be able to hold on to temporary variables. Oh yeah, you have to do double ampersand. Okay, cool. You cannot cast float 3 to void. That's fine. Okay, great. So now we still don't have lighting. Oh, but we need to enter shader mode. I don't really like this like Raylib thing where you have like these scopes. I don't like I think the concept is fine. I think it just makes the code a little bit annoying to have nicely formatted, because like ideally you have them indented because you're in effectively a scope, but it's, I don't know, it's just kind of annoying, and then like formatters tend to not do great around that. I know in C it's not uncommon to like actually just put a block around there, but I don't like that either. That feels hacky. Okay, begin shader mode, draw the stuff, and then end shader mode. And then we unload the shader at the end, I guess, because we are responsible adults here. We still don't have any lighting, which is interesting. I don't know if maybe it's because of something. Let's also just draw a cube, actually. Just at the center, we'll go up by 10. It'll be 20 by 20 by 20, and we'll make it yellow. That is a big ass cube. Well, let's make it 10 by 10 by 10. Also, wait, Y is the vertical. And actually, let's go up by the 0.5. Oh yeah, you can't do, you have to have a 0 for your floating point stuff. Sorry, what? Oh, there, it's 10 by 10, so 5 by 5. Like that. Now it should be, it's still not sitting. Oh, because it's, Jesus Christ. That. Now it's sitting on the surface. Fantastic. Let's also just make it slightly smaller. And we can turn off the grid. Great. Now we've got a cube just sitting on the platform. Um, I do definitely want some lighting though, so why do we not have it? Did we get anything about the shaders failing to load? Also, does it say what our GLSL version is? 4.6? Or wait, 4.60? Failed to open text file. I feel like that should be more than just a little warning. Oh, oh shit, I got the wrong one, I think. Lighting. Oh yeah, lighting versus light map. Lighting.fs. And lighting.vs, which is this guy. Okay, well that's definitely light of some kind. Is the ambient lighting like really low? What is this? So set shader value. Okay, so this just sets a field. Let's go look at the shader. Yeah, so there is this like lights thing that we're kind of ignoring. Final color is textual color times ambient over 10. What if we do times ambient? Okay, it's a little bit brighter. What if we do ambient times 2? That actually doesn't seem to be any different. So the thing is, like, this is taking into account the like the individual lights that we can have, but I really would rather not. Is there an example where we just have like does this have lighting, or is it just the shadow or like the textures? Ah, that's fine. Textures, load image. There's no shaders being loaded, so I'm gonna assume probably no lighting. No, that's not what I want. I mean, I really think basic lighting is what I want. I think it's just a matter of like hammering it until I get like the correct result. What is the so how does ambient lighting apply? The final color, is this the only case where we actually use the ambient? It is. Can I? So then what is this? Well, like RGBA, wouldn't it be? What does it mean to multiply vectors in GLSL? I would say it does like component-wise multiplication. So if I were to say this to 1.0, 2. So RGB, that would be like heavy on blue. 30. Okay, so now, okay. I mean, yeah, that ends up just like maxing out on everything. But what if we do like, I don't know, 2? Also, this doesn't really seem to be lighting. It just seems completely dark. So, or it seems to darken the entire image. So maybe that's just wrong. Or I guess, you know, honestly, I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. I don't think we want to just have ambient lighting. I think we want to also have this. And we can do it like a directional light from the up going down, or maybe coming at like an angle or something. I think that would be the best way to do this. So we can say lights, max lights. I don't care about that. We'll just create like a sun is going to be RL create light. RL, there's light directional. And then this is the position, which is fine like that. Vector 3, 0 is that. RL yellow, and then the shader is that. And then we need to call this update light. Before we begin drawing. RL light could not be found. Is this like a custom? No. Oh no, there's a thing in here called ray light, or called R lights. I forgot about that. R lights.h is this thing. Yeah, I forgot about this. Okay, fuck it. Let's come back to this guy. Dump this in here, and then do, is it our light? It's our lights. I don't really know what these functions do. Oh wait, are they used in here? Yeah, that can go away. Maybe. What was the other one? Valconst. So if we cargo, no, not cargo. C3C run on or from here we C3C run our lights into build our lights.c3i. No build target named R. Oh, do you need to update that? Okay, unknown type bool. Really? Did it do its best? Honestly, probably not. That's fine. Let's just translate these functions. They're small enough. So struct that. It's called light. This thing, that. This is an RL color. This is an RL that. RL that. Light type is this thing. Okay, C++ stuff can go away. We don't need to pre-declare anything. Okay, so we've got, this returns a light, create light, type, vector 3 position, all of that seems fine. Light here is that thing. Do we have max lights defined? Not anymore. Oh, do I have to do that? I think so. Max lights is 4. Okay. All of these are this. Oop. Okay. We can do the same thing here. So let's fn that. Oh, right. And C3, we do this because horrifying people. Oop. Why are you indenting? Okay, then these are all this. And then the star should say that this is an array of however many things this is. Position here needs to be passed by pointer. Same thing with target, same thing with color. Then each of these need to be RL : : like that. And if implementation, cool. Any issues stand out. So static int here isn't necessary. And then update light values. Doesn't need to. Oh, it needs to be lowercase. I forgot about that. Okay. No associated values defined for this enum. Okay, I'm gonna just assume that it counts automatically. And starts off at 0, because that's like the obvious thing. Text format. Did it? Yeah, this is a variadic. Is that how you do that? I don't remember. I'm gonna find out. Okay, yeah, that works. Light here is not a arraylib thing. Okay. Update light values isn't either. Okay, fuck off. This guy. Is that? What else? Create light. I cannot type. Create light. That. This. What's the other one? Update. Did I do it again? Update light values. I did. Okay. Light directional. This is not any that either. And then finally, lights could not be found. 112. Yeah, this is supposed to be sun. Light. Oh, because it's. Oop. Light type directional? Dot directional? How do I use enums? C3. It doesn't actually like talk about enums and stuff. Oh wait, no, these are still constants. Like global constants. In fairness, I didn't actually read the error message. No constant name light directional found. Oh, you do need the qualified name. Oh, because it can't be. Okay, that's fine. Where's that? This guy. Light type dot that. It's not possible to cast that to an int. Use dot ordinal. RL vector 30. Oh, because it's from Raymath. That's fine. We should be able to just do this, I think. Hey, look at that. Okay, we've got lighting. We've got yellow lighting from this guy. Beautiful. If I were to change this to be like white, then that is lighting. Okay, cool. I'm super happy to see that. I do want it to not be directly from this guy. I think I want it to be where the camera starts. Actually, maybe to the right of where the camera starts. So if the camera is looking that way, then like 10, I think. No, that's to the left. To the right. Like that. So now, yeah, now we've got lighting from the right, and we can see that here. Okay, very cool. We have the start of a game. I feel like it should not have taken the hour and a half that it's taken to get that, but we're here. Cool. Let's make this platform a little bit wider. So let's just say platform. And then I guess let's start like creating things. First, I want to look in the standard library and see if it has something for like dynamic arrays or vectors or something. Probably not called vectors in here because we have like SIMD stuff. Oh god, I hope this is not the entire reference for the standard library of this language. Oh shit, it's not a good reference. Oh fuck. Okay. If we're not in libc is how I read this. If we're in Android, Darwin, FreeBSD, libc. Great. I don't. Can I? Does this cert? Ah, fuck you, JavaScript. Oh shit. That's why this page takes so long. Look at this scroll bar. This is a bad reference. Or I guess what would it be? Like dynamic, growable bit set, standard collections. Linked list, list common, list. And then I assume these curly brackets are like generic. Okay, great. Let's create a list, right? List, of like vector 3. And this is going to be the like, I don't know, like, targets. Targets. And this is going to just be an empty list, which I assume I can do like that. Actually, probably not. I probably have to use this like init. Wait. Oh, that's kind of gross. Targets.tinit. I assume T is like temporary, maybe. I don't know what the lifetime of this buffer is, and it does not seem like there's any documentation on here. Unless maybe it's just needs a refresh. Nope. List.tinit. I mean, I guess any list is like generic, not generic, but I guess effectively generic. Like you can put any data type in it, which is scary. Like I don't know what that means. Maybe pointers. Okay, so we're gonna tinit, which takes initial capacity, which sure the default 16 is fine. Okay. Now what? I guess let's add a... No. Okay, sorry. Before we do the targets, let's do, like a character. So, vector 3, position. Yeah. It's going to start off at... Actually, it's going to start off under the... Or, like, towards the camera, I think. What if we just start off at 0, 0, 0? Plus whatever the thickness of the platform is, which in our case is 0.5, so 0.25. And then let's draw this little guy. We'll do a cube for now. Maybe we switch to a different shape in a bit. Actually, let's do a cylinder. Wait, no, I meant sphere, but what other shapes do we have? So cube. Yeah, cube, sphere, cylinder, capsule. Oh, is that like a little pill shape? Start position, end position. Radius, slices, rings. Okay, that's too complicated. Oh, that's for wire. No, it's still too complicated. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do a cube for now. Like, we can always switch to, like, models and stuff, too, in the future, but I don't want to do that right now. Because that adds quite a bit of mental overhead, I think. Yeah, so now we need the vector position. Which is going to take, position. And we're going to vector 3 add with... What? So we need to do a little bit of offsetting for accounting for the height of the cube. So let's say like player height is 10. No, that's really tall. Let's do like 2. And then we're gonna offset on the X, nothing. Player height divided by 2. And then also nothing on the Z. Okay, and then we'll say player height. Oh my god. Player height. Player height. And then we'll say red. Vector 3 add doesn't exist. That comes from Ray Math. So we'd have to generate bindings for another language. So let's not, or for another library. So let's just do this manually. Do we have like operator overloading? I kind of doubt it. Oh, shit. Maybe there is. Oh, shit, there is. What does S and R here mean? Symmetric and reverse. For numerical types, operator S and operator R defining a reverse operator are available. These are only available when matching different types. Okay, yeah, so let's do that then. So right here, we'll say vector 3 dot add vector 3 other operator plus does what self dot x plus self dot or plus other dot x, self dot y plus other dot y, and self dot z plus other, like that. And then now theoretically we can do that. An untyped list can have only, you probably need to be vector 3. Because the widening of the expression may done, that's fine, float. Okay, and we do not have a player character at all. Awesome. Oh, wait, no, the player character's inside of the yellow cube. Great. Let's move it a little bit closer to the camera. So the camera is off in the X. So let's see, like there, maybe. Great. So now we've got our little guy. We do still have camera movement. Apparently the arrow keys do something different. I don't know how to disable camera movement. Camera free, camera orbital. If we do camera custom, okay, that doesn't, no, now pressing the arrow keys does not control the camera. So that's what we want. Because we want the camera to be fixed in place. Now we need to say if is key pressed, key what is it, left? Then we're gonna say position minus equals. Oh wait, do we need to do special stuff for this? No, not by default. Okay, that's cool. That's super handy. However, I do definitely need to add sub minus minus, minus. Great, so now we're going to subtract vector 3, 0, 0, and like 0.1. And then alternatively, if right is pressed, then we're going to add that. And fuck, it's 0.1. Oh, and it's not that, it's camel case. Oh, and it's not as key press, it's as keys down. Okay, so the directions are backwards, right? I'm pressing the right arrow and it goes left, so we need to switch that. Okay, so now I move and the little guy moves too. Not super fast, so let's increase the speed. Let's say float speed is 0.2. Can I skip these? And actually, you know what? We could say vector 3 speed is 0, 0, 0.2. Yeah, okay, so now we're kind of dodging whatever obstacles may appear, or targets, or whatever that ends up looking like. Very cool. I feel like a professional game developer right now. And like, obviously, this would probably be a lot faster to do in something like Godot, like an actual full game engine, not like programming language by itself, but this is still probably faster than me learning Godot. But also, this gives me an excuse to learn what is it called? C3. I kept wanting to say C#. Okay, yeah, so now let's do the targets. So vector 3, no, list of vector 3 targets. And then it's going to be targets.tinit. I don't know if we have to call this. But like the standard library does not seem to be very well documented, I think. And in fairness, I think, a little bit spoiled by like Rust standard library being like my primary language that I look at, because everything in Rust is so well documented, and like the Rust doc site is just fantastic. List. Please give me anything. Wait, my int list. Do you have to do an alias to use a generic? Is that a thing you have to do? No, okay, cool. That would be really gross. Okay, that's fine. So let's say just targets dot push. And right now they're just a vector 3, but they'll probably end up having a little bit more because we want to have some more stuff like their score. Or I guess not their score, but the effect when you run through them. But right now we'll just put the vector. So this is gonna be I guess it's not even really a position. It's like a distance, right? Because the target is just going to be a flat panel that's coming towards you. And depending on which side of it you touch, that is the amount of points that you get, or like whatever effect it has. Also, I just realized, right, you have to import all the things in this, or in, I mean, virtually everything you have to import the things, but okay. Yeah, you can totally just go off the screen too, so that's something we probably need to fix. But that's fine. Okay, so we can push a target, and in this case, what is the coordinate? So let's take a look at this. So 15 is that's the distance along. So like we would do like, I don't know, 50. 0.25 is distance from the bottom, so that's fine. We can keep that. And then 0 here is I guess 0 is the center. And we need to draw these. And I guess we can flatten this. There's no real reason not to. This one I'm gonna leave expanded, so it's still easy to read. Okay, now let's say for each, and I don't know what the for each looks like, statements. This doesn't even show a fucking for each. Like, just give me a fucking for each loop example, thank you. For each index comma value. Let's see this one. Okay, and then we'll say RL draw cube. Position is going to be, sorry, this is targets. This is target. So it's going to be target is the position. Let's see. So the width. So the yeah, this is gonna be like 0.2 or 0.5. It's no, let's do 0.25. And then the Y is gonna be like, I don't know, 3. And then that is gonna be 20. Or I guess blue. And then alpha, do we have a way to just like set the alpha of a color? Is that what fade is? Color alpha. What is fade? I don't know. Fuck. I really want to start my literals with a dot. Target is pointer. Okay, well, I don't see it. Let's maybe try doing this first. No. So I don't see it at all, which means that it's somewhere. But somewhere unknown. This is wrong too. But that's fine. We'll do the same thing that we did for the player, where we just add the vector. So 0, the height is 20 divided by 2, and 0. Let me bring camera movement back. So camera, what was it? Third person? Yeah, I still don't see it. Maybe let's make it closer. Oh. Oh, wait. This needs to be minus 20. Or minus 50. Yeah, now you can see it over there. It does, however, show up as the background color, or show up very close to the background color. So let's, first of all, let's make it, oh wait, sorry, no, the height is 3. Yeah. That blue is very close to the background color though. So let's, what other blues do we have? We've got dark blue. Let's do green. Yeah, that works. And then the idea is that target dot x plus equals 1. Maybe 0.5. Slow it down just a little bit. Okay, we're kind of getting there. You can definitely see where it's going. If target dot x is less than, or no, is greater than the camera position, and arguably I should put this into, actually wait, I can just say camera pause x, then we're gonna say target dot x equals, I don't know, minus, not, what is it, minus 50 is the default, or is what we start with. Camera, oh, it's position, not pause. Camera position dot x, like that, and then so if it goes behind the camera, then it just like snaps back. And then the idea is that we can do this. We can say minus 75, minus 100, minus 125. So it's not quite right. I guess because the camera's at 30, not 25. So, it'd probably be actually a little bit better, say, greater than 50. And really, we'd say like 10, 35, 60, 85, 110. Yeah, that's a little bit better. 25 is still not really that great of spacing. So let's do, what does a for loop look like? Okay, standard C style. Great. Targets push, and then we're gonna push minus 10. No, 10. And it's gonna be start plus I times, and then the gap, which is, I guess, like 30 maybe. Just so we programmatically add, this conversion requires explicit cast to float. That's fine. This can still be a float. No, I can't morally have a iterating variable be have an iterating variable be a float. How do we cast? Can I just do float? Yeah. Okay, also the math is slightly wrong again. Gap, needs to be used down here. Oh shit, no, that's wrong too. There's a perfect way to do this, and I don't remember, or I don't really. The coordinate needs to be set to 9. Right, so it goes back to where we added the last one. And I guess because of how we're doing this, it doesn't actually need to be like a list. It can just be a fixed size. But yeah, and then you'd be like here, like oop, 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 boom, 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 boom. And I guess we could make it even like faster. Or even speed up, I guess, is totally something we could do too. Okay. Now let's try giving it a little bit more information. So let's create a structure called target, which has a vector 3 for position. It's got a integer for left and an int for right. And these are going to be the change in score when you walk through them. And then let's change the drawing method a little bit, where we go -20 or -10, and we go, this changes to 10, this goes to -5, this changes to 5, this changes to 10, and this will be red. So now we're split in, like, they are split in half. Yeah, perfect. And then the colors are also, I guess we need to change the target to hold targets. And then the left is, it's going to be a random number, but for now let's do like -50. And then the right is 50. Can we, do we have like ternaries? I guess we're going to find out. So if target, target dot left is less than 0, then it's going to be red, otherwise it's going to be green. Does that work? That doesn't, maybe it does. Dot position dot position dot position dot position dot position. There's no field or method target dot position. Is that not what I called it? Oh, I misspelled it. So we'll call it pause. Okay. Can I do reference of value? Yeah, these are no longer pointers. This is not a valid member of target. That is correct. It is now just called pause. Like so. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then left, and then down here, we're also gonna say, same thing, but for right. Nope, sorry, this is the wrong bit of code. This, we're gonna say the same thing, but for right. Oh, I think I did this on accident. Okay, yeah, so now we've got this, like, go to the right side kind of thing. I think I've got the left and right backwards, though. Yeah, because the left is the one at -50. Okay. Do we have a way to draw text in 3D? Or like a billboard? We do. Okay. Let's do that. But before we do that, let's take like a 5-minute break and we'll be right back. Sorry, I just changed some things and I can't remember all the binds. And we're back. Okay, yeah, so let's add this billboard. Oh wait, no, billboard is for textures. Fuck. Is there anything else for text? It's also, I mean, we could also just render the text to a texture and then draw that, but I'd rather not go through that indirection if I don't have to. Like draw pixel, that's great. I mean, this is all for like drawing on, yeah, this is all like drawing in 2D space. So where's the draw in 3D space? We're still in 2D. Vector 3. Yeah, draw a line 3D, draw a point, draw a circle, draw a triangle strip, draw a cube, cube, sphere, cylinder, capsule, plane, ray, grid. Back to billboard. Yeah, okay. I guess we have to draw it into a texture and then draw that texture. That's fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, first of all, let's create a texture. Texture score. I don't actually know how to use textures in Raylib, or I don't remember how to use textures in Raylib, so let's go look at the examples. Logo Raylib, yes. That's for loading a texture from an image. Okay, fine. Let's load texture. Okay, actually, let's use the... What? Oh, user include. Let's use the, I cannot type. Include Raylib. Let's use the C header because it actually contains documentation and stuff that I guess the bindgen loses. So, actually, is there anything for drawing text? Set shader value texture, load text, load file text, bunch of stuff. None of it is what I need. So, get texture. Nope, texture. Oh, actually, wait. Do I have to draw into... Yeah, I can't draw into a texture. I have to draw into an image and then convert that image into a texture. Okay. Yeah, let's do that then. Okay. So gen image color. Oh, gen image text. Grayscale image from text data. I don't know what that means. Let's try this. So, image, score, sure. What was it? It's gen image text. Takes the width, height, and text. So width we know is 10, height is 3, and the text is, I don't know, it's whatever the score is. So this is going to be RL text format, target.left. Like that. And that gives us the image. And then from that we can use Load texture from image. And then that's going to be wrapped around score. And then obviously creating this image here is kind of slow. I think like we don't need to be recreating it every frame, I think. Or certainly not for every target. So we'll probably end up moving that outside of the loop. But for now, we'll do this. And we definitely want to unload the texture. It's somewhere. That's fine. We'll say RL unload texture. And then probably also unload image. Unload image. Score. I don't know if we actually have to do those in that order, but okay, things still seem to be working. Now I'd like to say RL draw texture. Ooh, but how do we draw the texture? So we can draw a 2D texture. But I want to draw it in 3D space. And like I could do all the transformations myself, but I don't know that I have to. So draw line, draw point, draw circle, draw triangle, cube, sphere, cylinder, capsule, plane, ray, grid. None of those. Model drawing, mesh management, mesh generation, material, model animations, collision detection functions. Okay, so I guess I have to do it manually. It's not too big of a deal. There is a function somewhere to get like the camera coordinates. Ooh. Draw billboard. Yeah, I don't want to draw a billboard here. I want to I want to draw it as if it's like a fixed wall, which is fine. We can grab it from somewhere. There's a function to get like the world coordinates. Get world to screen. Yeah. So then here we can say, like top left. No, wait, this is a vector 2. Top left is going to be what is it called? Get world to screen. And it takes the vector, which in our case is, so I mean it's this plus an additional what? So on here it's going to be minus 0.25 minus 1.5 minus 5, I think. It's basically minus half of these, I think. And then we also need to pass the camera. And then bottom right is going to be basically the same thing, except it's going to be plus. So, I mean, I guess a little bit better would be to do that. Not that, I don't think it really matters though. So RL. Well, see, so the thing is with drawing a texture, Yeah, I guess this doesn't handle like skew and everything. Draws a texture or part of it that stretches or shrinks nicely. What is an end patch? That is exactly what I want. Okay. Top left, top right is going to be, we're going to go back to plus. Minus, minus, minus. Actually, you know what? The thickness doesn't want to be included in here, so this is going to be 0. So minus, minus. Top right is going to be minus, plus. Bottom right is going to be plus, plus. And then bottom left is going to be plus, minus. And then we'll say RL, where do we use this? Draw texture end patch is, takes a texture and then it takes the end patch, which is, let's just grab this. Source here is going to be the entirety of the image. So it's a rectangle. Is there a way to get the rectangle from an image? Or I guess really it's like image. Like how do I get the size of an image? Maybe? Oh, it's just image.width. Yeah, image.width, image.height. Okay. So rectangle here is going to be 0, 0. Score.width, score.height. Left. Wait, what? I think I'm using this wrong. End patch. Is there an example that's being used? I don't think this is the right thing. Yeah, this is definitely not the right thing. Damn. Okay. No, sorry. Texture. Draw texture. Draw texture. We do still have billboard. Billboard would probably work. It would just look a little bit funky, I think. I mean, honestly, we don't even, since I guess billboard with text is literally just drawing text on the screen. We might as well do this. What is draw text? It takes the okay. So we'd put the mid X, mid Y. Then we put the, no, that goes after. Then we put the font size. And then finally we put the color, black. And semicolon, of course. Oh, and these can go away. And I guess this can go away. Okay, float cannot be implicitly cast. That's fine. Okay, so that didn't do shit. Okay, what if we do... what's this? These are floats. Oh, it's not, no, it's, standard IO that. Okay, so it's definitely supposed to be showing up on the screen. So why is it not? Oh, unless actually it needs to happen after this, which would make sense. So let's actually just do that then. Let's loop over it once more afterwards, and instead of drawing all of this, we just draw the text. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, scaling is also kind of fucked. I didn't even think about that. Right, because as it gets closer, we need to make the text larger. So one thing is, we only ever care about the closest target. So we can say for each I target in targets, if, I guess min, int min I is targets, or I guess 0. Float min is 0. If target dot x is less than min, min is target dot x, and min I equals I. And we only actually care about doing this to the closest one. I think this is backwards actually. I think it needs to be max. Just realized. Target dot pause And then I here is, oh, it's a U size. Yeah, it's always going to be the furthest one. It needs to be max. Like that. So it's always going to be running on the closest one. Because I guess that's really the only one that we care about. And I guess it adds to the challenge, I guess. Okay. I think we're gonna wrap up here. We've made some good progress. Let's create a quick README. Brainrot game. This is a Brainrot. This is a version of the many Brainrot games written in C3 using Raylib. And here we want to ignore hello. Actually, we should just move this to Brainrot, I guess, .c3. And then actually update the get ignore. This guy should be Brainrot. And then let's create a make file and put the compile thing in here. So this is gonna be Brainrot. Oop, is this guy Brainrot? Raylib uses also this, and then we don't run it. So now we can just say make, and it will do it, and we create the Brainrot. Cool. Great. What else? What else? I think that's pretty much it. So we'll say init, and let's create a quick GitHub for this. New repository, Brainrot game. That's fine. Create repo. Copy that. Git remote add origin this guy, and we'll push to there. Bam. Okay. Now you can get that over at there. And that is going to be all for today. So thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you next time.